What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys another video today. Now, I know it's been about 5 or 6 days since I last uploaded a video, and it's been about a week since I actually uploaded a trading video, but that's for plenty of good reason. Now, if you're on my social media, like my Twitter, or you're in my Discord, you would know exactly what that's in reference to. So I just want to start off by saying, Wednesday I traveled, I had 2 flights, and on the second flight I had a little bit of an incident. I might actually upload a little clip of me, but obviously paramedics helped me out very well, and I was able to get back on my feet, up and running again. And of course, being so high up in the air and with 2 hours left of the flight, that is pretty scary. But it's all good. I'm okay now and I'm feeling much better. So I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, had a good Black Friday, and hope you guys enjoy Cyber Monday tomorrow. But I'm definitely ready to get back into the stock market and making some money. But I will just want to highlight for you guys, it is important to make sure you get your rest, get your food, get your nutrition, get enough sleep and all that. Of course, you guys know me, you've known me for a while. I do like to put in a lot of work and time and effort on what I do. So sometimes that can have its effect and toll on your body. So please, again, just make sure you guys take care of yourself in all that you do. As I said, that's basically the reason I've not uploaded in the past few days. It's been a while since, I've gone that long without uploading, but there was a valid reason for it. But don't worry, we're now back with making videos, and hopefully this week we can make things happen in the market to help me feel a bit better. So obviously you can see I'm on this website right now, which we can talk about later on in the video. But we're going to be looking at some stocks to watch this week, and I'm going to be using this tool, ChatterQuant, today, which I've recently just started using, but it's extremely useful, and this is what we're going to be using today to look at the stocks to look at for this week. So to begin with, I'm going to go to the chart section here, because that's what we do on this channel. And I'm going to start off with Peloton, ticker symbol PTON. Now, as you can see, this platform I'm using is on ChatterQuant, but it obviously looks a very lot like TradingView, and that's because they are in collaboration with each other. Again, we can talk about this all later. But I'm going to start off by looking at this stock Peloton, like I mentioned, PTON. So, this stock, well, there's a lot I can say about this stock, but we're going to keep it short and brief. It had a horrible earnings. So if you look at it over the past year, it would hit $155, it hit $160. But of course, in the past few months, it's sold away off all the way down to $46 now. The thing is with this stock, it is way oversold, and sitting at $46. Well, this is really a bargain. Let's be honest, this is a bargain. Now, I like this stock because when a stock is super oversold like this, maybe in reaction to a poor earnings or in an overreaction to earnings, or etc., this kind of thing can happen. Now, we are looking at a big gap up here. First to about $86, but then also up to around $117, $118. So Peloton is what I'm looking at, and what I'm specifically looking at here is for the December 17th $50 calls. I believe seeing this level of $50 calls right here, around here, shouldn't be too difficult by December 17th. Of course, you can give yourself a little bit more time, but those contracts will cost a little bit more for you. But really, I don't see how Peloton is not a bargain right now. I think the market did react to earnings in a horrible way, and I do believe this stock had an overreaction to earnings. So the price it's sitting at right now, I would not be hesitant to invest in it long term. I remember when it was around $70, $80, I was saying, oh yeah, this stock is at a pretty good price. Obviously, it's sold off heavily since then in reaction to news and earnings. But again, right now, I'm looking at the $50 calls for December 17th. Next, let's look at Affirm, ticker symbol AFRM. And again, this tool is very interesting, and we can talk about it sometime soon. I'll make a whole video about that. But look at this. Affirm rallied for weeks. It rallied, it gapped up here in August, it gapped up again September, kept moving steadily upwards, and then started to sell off mid-November, middle of this month. So it started to rise again, and it's sitting at an interesting level, because this is a previous level of support, and it could potentially act as a level of resistance right now. So what I'll be looking at with this one is the $140 calls for December. I do think this will see $160, $170 next month by the end of the year. If you want to look on a little bit of a shorter time frame, you can look at a monthly chart and like a 1 month, 1 hour. Again, this is that level of support, previous support. Now it's potentially a level of resistance. If you break above that, expect it to start rising up to 140, 150 and further and beyond. But Affirm is one that we have traded multiple times. We've made great profits off multiple times, and you can honestly play it both ways. Let's say it gets rejected here. I'm not going to draw a line, but rejected right at this point where you see a green line already. Then it could start downtrending back to around $120. So don't be surprised to see that. Now I want to rear towards what was pretty much the big news on Friday, because we know stocks dropped off on Friday. Shall we look at the stocks first, or should we look at SPY? Okay, we'll look at SPY just so you guys can get acquainted with what I'm referring to. So SPY on Friday, let's look at the 5-day chart so you can get a good perspective of what happened. So over the past 5 days, look at this drop to Friday. It dropped all the way down to 456. So that being said, there's a big gap up to around a 469 level with SPY. But what I wanted to point out was, let's get on the 1 hour chart. What I wanted to point out was SPY dropped off over the past few days. But two stocks which did not drop off were vaccine stocks. And the reason SPY most likely dropped off is because there was reaction to a news about a new COVID strain, which obviously is not what we want to hear in this day and age, especially with what's going on in the world. So Moderna was sitting around 274, 275 the day before Thanksgiving. Obviously, Thanksgiving there was no trading day, but then Friday came around and it jumped up to 324. Now it rallied all the way to 347, 348 before selling off a little bit. But it looks like this COVID news is not getting any better. So actually, you can look at a bit more about Moderna down here, and also we can look at news on Moderna in other sections of Chatterquant. But yes, Moderna and also Pfizer started to run on Friday because of the COVID news. So these are obviously vaccine stocks, and they are affected by any kind of COVID news, positive or negative. But again, Pfizer, same thing. Wednesday before Thanksgiving, yeah, $50. Then suddenly, Friday, $54. That's why I think this week, or at least Monday, they're still going to continue to run. So Pfizer, Moderna, I would definitely be looking at call options. SPY, it would probably be puts for me. It would probably be puts, honestly. Novavax is another one. NVAX. Also in the health sector, as you can see, health technology. And it had its nice little run up to around $220. It's not the same as, it didn't do as much as Moderna and Pfizer, but it still had its nice run. It still made gains. So keep your eyes out on that as well. In reaction to the news, I'm also looking at airlines and cruise lines. I'm not going to list all of them now, but you guys know they sort of heavy. You could just look at a couple. Look at American Airlines, for example. Cruise lines, airlines, American Airlines, Delta, BA, all that. Look at the past 5 days. American Airlines was around $19.40. Sold off all the way to Friday to lows of $16.90. Same with BA, same with Delta, same with UAL, which is United Airlines. Same with Carnival Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Lines, all them stocks. So I think long term these are a great buy. I would keep my eyes out on these for long term. Look at it over the past 6 months. Well, it was up there $24, $25. It's like down around 40% since then. Past year, it hit, $26 at one point. Of course, we're dropping back to these levels here around $17. It's going to be interesting to see what these do this week. But I would definitely look at call options for long term with the airline stocks and the cruise line stocks as well. I wouldn't trust anybody who's buying these call options, expiring this week or next week, because it's too early. It's too early to buy the call options on these stocks. It would definitely be okay to buy puts, in my opinion, but you guys have to take that up on yourselves to decide when you're going to buy call options or puts for these kind of stocks. In my eyes, I'm not looking at puts short term. I think airline sector is one that is slightly oversold right now. It's a lot of these stocks are going to be winners long term, but you just need to manage your risk, give yourself enough time to expiry, check to see what you're doing in the meantime. So let's look at a couple other stocks before we end. Tesla is going to be one. It seems to be so often. Tesla, which is under $1,100 right now. Past month, let's look at the monthly chart. It's been pretty erratic. We know it hit highs of $1,300. We know it sold off back to almost back to under $1,000. It's been rising again, and now it's sitting at a nice level of support. If it breaks below 1,080, you can look at puts towards the $1,000 level. If it starts uptrending again, you can look at call options to around 1,150, maybe even more than that. But Tesla is part of the electric vehicle sector, so keep your eyes on that as well. And lastly, I want to finish off with Roku, ticker symbol ROKU. So Roku is another stock we've been playing for a while. It's been selling off over the past month. It's sold off heavily, and it's only just started to uptrend again very slightly. I mean, it was around 225. It started to uptrend around 235 now. It's got a big gap up to play. First towards the $275 level, then again the next one to around the $312 level. I would be looking at Roku calls for Q1, end of Q1 2022, maybe Q2 2022. If it can, I mean, let's zoom out a little bit. If it can start uptrending, it is a very good play. Look at that. If it can start uptrending, it will be a very good play. Look how far it has to go. I mean, just in October, just last month, it was 350. Can you believe the sell-off has endured since then? If you look at the chart on a bigger scale, zoom out a little bit. On a bigger scale, yes, you see just how far Roku can climb. I mean, it was just middle of this year where it was at $480. It has so much potential for long term, but we need to see some improvement short term right now from where we are, because it looks like it's fallen below any kind of support levels, so it could still be on for puts. You want to wait for a reversal and uptrend before you start playing Roku. So now that we've looked at those kind of stocks, I just want to kind of go through this platform I'm using called ChatterQuant. We'll go back to the homepage, back to ChatterQuant. So there's a link in my description for you guys to get access to this platform. It's pretty cool, pretty nifty website. You can look at what's being talked about on Reddit, Twitter. You can look at specific stocks you want to look at. You know, obviously, if you use the search feature, there are different alerts you can get from specific traders. Of course, you know, you guys know about Zach Morris on Twitter. Different stocks which are trending on Reddit or Twitter as well. You can decide what push notifications you want, what alerts you want, what stocks you want to keep your eyes on. You can look at earnings. We can also look at when earnings are happening, because I know there are a few stocks that I would not mind trading with earnings. For example, Salesforce, which report on Wednesday after hours, I believe. It might not be Wednesday, but Salesforce report this week after hours, one of the days. I'm not sure which day it is then. But yes, you can use this website very nicely for yourself. Zoom reporting earnings after hours tomorrow, so maybe you want to have a look at Zoom, maybe buying puts beforehand. As you can see, the expected earnings per share, expected numbers, you can look at all that. With ChatterQuant as well, you can look at the fundamentals on different stocks. So any stock you want, you can just look up this ticker here, find which stocks you want to look at, find exactly what information you need to see, whether it's being estimated as a buy, a sell, whatever. I'm just kind of briefly going through what it has. You've already seen the charts, but there's so much to do here. There's also education sector. You can see after hours futures. I mean, it is pretty packed. I mean, it's pretty stacked. It's a pretty stacked website. It's a pretty stacked tool for you to use. Look at the education. You can get basic analysis on stocks. You can get basic day trading course. You can get so many different things, advanced, intermediate, swing trading, candlestick patterns. There is so much to use on this website. So I would definitely say go check it out. I'll put the link in the description below, the first link in the description below. You can pay monthly or you can pay for yearly. It depends what you want. I've chosen to go with a premium account for this because I get everything I need. They've also got a crypto sector coming soon. I think that could be extremely useful because many of us are crypto traders as well. And again, there are so many different features and functions on this platform. I think this is going to be really interesting to use for you guys who are new to the game, who want different kind of alerts, who want different kind of news on certain stocks. And of course, you know, if you're someone who's looking for the next big thing to blow, you can just use this in your advantage, in your favor. Look at market sentiment, whether it's positive, negative. You know, you see different flows as well on the options. See what people are buying. See when the expirations are. All that kind of stuff you can use. You can find on ChatterQuant. Even the stock we just broke down, Moderna. You can see there's 123% chatter in the past day. So obviously it has increased, and I do think that's going to fuel a little bit of movement, positive movement for Moderna tomorrow. But let's see, in the past 12 hours, well, Moderna, the orange line, has been up there. QQQ has been up there as well, the purple line. We'll see if we need to play puts or calls on QQQ tomorrow. Again, so much to do with market sentiment. It's a very nifty tool, so please do check out ChatterQuant. You check the link out, it's going to be the second link in my description today, the first link in the comment section, and the pinned comment as well. But there is a lot you can do with this tool. This tool, ChatterQuant, is extremely useful for many of you guys who are out there, especially when you see stuff like this with the flows. You can see what kind of things people are buying, what strike price, etc. If they're buying calls or puts, what stocks are trending, all the different things I've mentioned in today's video. You can see all that kind of stuff. Look at the chart, everything. And lastly, I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. But please remember, it does not stop here. There are more stocks to watch which are available in the Discord. There are many different stocks I break down in the Discord as well. So make sure you guys come and join the Discord. Also, feel free to check out the stock option starter pack. You can see many different things in regards to options. So check that one out. I've broken it down lots of times, but just check the first link in the description. And lastly, make sure you guys are back here next time for another video. Thanks a lot for today's video. That's it from me. I go into making, you go into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.